morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for everybody who's online. And I'm so honored, so humbled. It's my privilege that you all will share your incredible meditation practice with me today. So thank you for doing that. So remember the conversation we were having last week? Do you guys remember about, we spoke about the two different parts of our brain that we use. The ancient story within us that keeps us stuck in similar patterns, and the way to get out of it is through meditation, right? Do you guys recall that? I don't know when you came, Richard, into the conversation. Oh, you do? Yeah. I was reading the prefrontal cortex is called the angel lobes. Yeah, that's the word the scientists have given. These are called the angel lobes because it is about your higher power if that part of your brain is activated. Anyway, so have you noticed a child and how they view the world? You all must have noticed a child, right? Like they have such innocent glee when they observe anything, and they're very engrossed in it, and they're looking at every detail. It's just really pleasant to watch them before they do whatever. But until then, it's really fun to watch them. So that childlike wonder, they have just this curiosity. And as we become adults, we lose that sense of curiosity, that childlike wonder, right? Anything that I see or you see, we see it with the filter of our thoughts or our opinions or our judgment. Or when we are looking at something, we're not really there. So either way, the moment is lost to us. Either we are filtering whatever we look at through our thinking, our judgment, our opinions, or the moment is in front of us, but we are somewhere else. So either way, the moment is lost. The present moment is gone for us. Either we are looking at it, labeling it, defining it, identifying with it, judging it, and sometimes very harshly. We judge people, we judge places all the time. And actually, it's to our detriment. We're not doing ourselves any favor by constantly being in this judgment mode, because guess what? You're also judging yourself. And so when you judge yourself so harshly, the way you judge others, how are you ever going to heal? You're never going to heal yourself from anything that you're working on if you're so judgmental. Today morning, for example, when you had your cup of tea or coffee, how many of you actually sat down with that cup of coffee? Did you smell the aroma? Did you take a nice deep sip and feel the beautiful coffee in your mouth and go down your throat? How many of you did that? Right? If you took a shower, how many of you noticed the warm water trickling down your back? Like, we're not there. We don't know how to slow down and enjoy the moment as is. In fact, the other day, I went to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee and to read my book. I like to do that. And that day, usually, I find people on a laptop, a phone, tablet, sometimes a book, or chatting, That's the typical fare over there. But that day, I saw a guy right across me, and he was just enjoying his coffee. And for a moment, I thought that was so weird. Why isn't he doing anything else? We're so wired to be always doing something. There is this rush hour traffic going on in our minds all the time. Right? So what happens when this happens to us? What do you think goes on? Like, how is your life better? Or do you feel it's okay, no problem? Or do you feel like you're missing out something? Do you feel that? Like I feel I'm missing out something. So even when now I go for a walk, I don't put on a podcast or music because I feel like I need to listen to the birds. I need to listen. I need to be present. So I've stopped doing that even. So think about it carefully because every time you think you're multitasking and, I'm driving, let me listen to this podcast or that podcast. Think about it. Can you just be there in the moment? Can you practice mindfulness? Because you're practicing it in your meditation. Well, that's what meditation is about. Then why are you not bringing it into your world, into your day-to-day life? That's important. So think about even when the world around you is turning, can you think about how to slow down? So when you have a meal, don't be watching TV. I do that too many times. So don't watch too much TV when you're eating your meal. Maybe just enjoy your meal. Your coffee in the morning. Look outside the window and enjoy your Find moments of mindfulness and start incorporating them in your life. That's very, very important because otherwise, meditation is going to remain a theory for you. It's not going to, if you don't bring the practice in your life. So, why do we do that? Why do we want to bring this kind of mindfulness of that moment in our lives? Can you guys give me any ideas about it? And I'll share some of mine. Why do you think it's important to be in the moment or be mindful? Do you have the mic? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Uh, but also, he beat you to it. But also, why do you want to be mindful? Like, I understand you want to reinforce it, but what's the advantage? I really want all of us to think through this. Wear this. Use that.
I think for me, it helps me with my anxiety. Just know that right here, right now, I'm okay.
Great.
Right? It's
Great.
an escape of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
For me, it helps me to slow down, and but also you kind of are able to tune into your body, right? But and it's quiet, and so it helps you. I don't know. For me, when I'm mindful and I don't have a lot of stuff going on, then I have more of a clearer mind, right? So
That's a
my
good
mind is a
point.
little bit clearer when I don't have anything distracting me, and I can think better and make better decisions. So
That's a very good point. Anybody else? Okay. So, I
So, like
yes, go ahead.
the moments that you have where you're just overtaken by what's around you, those moments where you're like filled with bliss, like when you see a sunrise or something like that, and it overwhelms you. That only happens when you're just in the moment, right?
Yes.
When you're running through 1,000 other things in your head, when you're not in the present but you're in the future or you're in the past, you're never going to have those moments. You're never going to have that just feeling of complete awe or wonder.
That's 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 very good. Yes. So definitely mindfulness means less anxiety. Oh, 100% on that. I mean, the mental health hospitals everywhere, they talk about this all the time. So you will lessen your anxiety. And I know because I have faced a lot of anxiety and I know how to work with it now with my breath. So it actually is the best solution. And then what you said, Tanika, too. So the mind calms down and then it's more clear mind. You can make better decisions because if your mind is constantly running and chasing like the rush hour traffic, the mind is very chaotic. You're not going to make smart decisions then. So the mind calms down. You have more clarity about your body. You're listening to your body, which is such an amazing point you just made because I feel like there are so many podcasts out there which talk about health, and yet never now in this time of the world, there is more sickness than health. But we have so much knowledge. There's more sickness today. because what is happening is we have all this knowledge, this overwhelming knowledge, but we're not using it really. We're just consuming all this information, and then we are on to the next, and to the next, and to the next. So when you bring mindfulness in your life, you're actually going to be, you will be able to use all this knowledge that you pick up from here and there better. You will be able to cultivate it in your life more, because otherwise you're just moving from the next to the next and to the next. So the idea is to find your own intuitive wisdom from the knowledge that you've gathered, and then use your wisdom to understand yourself and your body, how to learn how to heal yourself, and all of that. So there's a lot more when you're in the moment, when you practice mindfulness. But also, have you noticed when you're in the moment, you actually stop the conditioning, which is the scripts that are running, the autopilot. You know, we're in reaction mode, not in response mode. So if you are not really present, you're just going to say something on autopilot. You're going to behave in autopilot because you're running a conditioning. We all are conditioned beings. The only moment, but when you break that conditioning is when you're in the moment. So that is why you want to stay in the moment as much as you can. So you can stop giving just reflexive reactionary responses. So you break the autopilot. The second thing is, people say the present moment is very generous. They actually keep using this word, generous present moment, because the generous present moment is, it will start to give you an expanded sense of who you are. Because when you are not in the moment, you're always identifying yourself with your thoughts and whatever your identifications are. So you have a very constricted view of who you are. But when you're in the moment, and you keep doing this, you keep practicing to be in the moment, and how you do it when you're eating, slowly enjoy your meal slowly. When you're drinking your coffee, enjoy that sip. Just try to find moments to be in the moment. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So when you do that, you have an expanded view of yourself as well. You start to connect with your own divinity within. And that's where its true power also comes, because you start to understand that there is a deeper dimension within you. The lines between the observer and the observed starts to blur. You start to feel more connected. So that is why mindfulness meditation is so powerful, but also if you practice it off your meditation. Does anybody want to say something? Any questions? Yeah? Yeah.
So as you were talking, I was trying to figure out, what to say, or, what I was thinking there. For me, being present and dealing with what is in front of me makes it so that when I do have challenges, I just focus on the challenge as opposed to reading into everything from my past, attaching emotion to it, thinking about the future that hasn't happened yet, and then attaching some kind of personal thing to it. I can just address what is happening because I was in the moment, and I realized that realistically, nothing was happening in that moment. So when something does happen, I don't have as much of a negative response as maybe I used to, like, oh boy, here we go again.
You bring the whole history in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's a good
It helps
point.
me to just focus on, okay, this is a thing that is going on right now. Let me deal with this thing. And then I go back to my presentness.
That's very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing. That's very good. Yeah.
You look like you want to say something, Richard. Here, pass it on down.
A question, if that's okay. You mentioned divine self. Could you give us a few more clarification on what that means?
Okay. That's a huge topic.
Just that's why a few.
It's a huge topic. So the idea in the wisdom traditions is, when you connect with your true self, which is the unconditioned self, which is without labels and identifications. For example, when I say I am frustrated, usually I identify with the object, frustrated, and I'm frustrated. But when we talk about the divine self is stay connected to the I am, not what follows it. And that's your divinity, that's your power, that's your higher self, which you recognize as you meditate. You recognize your unconditioned self, which is without any conditioning of the society, of the family, of the labels that the storylines that you've created. It's somewhere beyond thought, something deeper. And that's your consciousness. You can call it God, you can call it the source, you can call it divinity, you can call it awareness, witness consciousness, whatever you want to name it. But we want to identify with the I am, not what follows it. So like, for example, when the light shines on an object, it doesn't become the object. It just shines on it. So you as a consciousness is aware that you're frustrated. That is the idea. You become more of an observer, an awareness, rather than the object itself. Yeah, I know it's a lot. Yeah.
The I am, that was
Yes.
interesting concept.
Yeah. We actually did a retreat. These people were there on this, the awakening, the I am retreat. It was all we only discussed that. Our meditations were geared towards that, and I think it was pretty profound.
That's what I heard. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. But anybody else wants to answer Richard's question? Because everybody has such amazing points. And I think, Abiba, you do want to answer.
I don't have an answer.
No?
But again, with meditation, when you are focused on the I am, and you're present, again, kind of connecting to what I said before, you're going to be able to better address what is going on with you specifically at that moment, as opposed to all the projections.
Yes.
The projections fall to the wayside. You realize where the emotion's coming from, and then you address it as such, as opposed to, having all these other subconscious things come into your mind. That's all.
And in addition to that, to piggyback on that, when you start looking at the I am and realizing, like, when things hit you, right, something bothers you or something upsets you, before this I'd just be upset, right, and you try to like do whatever it is, make it stop, right, whatever's upsetting you. But now when you start to focus on the I am and you start to meld in with your higher self and your human self that's here on this earth, you start to think, okay, why is this making me so mad? Right? Before, I never did that. I'd just be upset. But then you'd start to have that dialogue, and then you think, why is this upsetting me so much? And then you realize that you're really not that upset about what's happening. It's probably something from your past or something from somewhere else, and it's not what's in front of you, and you kind of just diffuse that. So after a while, it just becomes like this thing where when something gives you that feeling and that spark of like irritation, whatever feeling, you sit back. Instead of like going in, you take a step back. That's how I view it.
And we did.
Good point.
And there was I think it's a process you'll start seeing. I think there was a powerful meditation that we did a long time ago, and I still, when I remember, I try to remind myself of this. Is this concept that you are not your mind or your body, right? And there's this third element that's your divinity. And that's what do you call it, source consciousness, whatever you want to call it, right? But there's, your body is your body, right? And your mind, it does its thing. And it's going to be working off the conditions that Barkha mentioned. But there's this third element here that sees all this. And we forget about this. We get so attached to our mind and body that we think everything that we're experiencing, we forget that there's a third element here that can actually observe and see things a lot more clearly, right? And that's separation. I think there's like I am not my mind, I am not my body. It's that kind of
I'm pure
reinforcing
consciousness.
that. Yeah, you start separating from this, from what's going on, and you start seeing things a lot more clearly. And that's when that's when the judgment and all that stuff starts to fade away, because you really start realizing this is not like, this is just, it's almost like a play that's going on in front of you. And you just, it's, things are a lot lighter. Things, it just, you see things from a different perspective. So it's a process. You'll start seeing that separation start happening. So
Very good. Thank you.
Look at that.
It does, doesn't it? Very good. Well explained. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, the present moment is all there is for you. The past is gone. The future is not promised to you. So work on your present moment. And have you noticed sometimes when you're in a flow, like you've prepared this presentation with 101 slides in this PowerPoint of yours, and then suddenly something happens and you say, screw this, and I'm just going to go with it. And you had the best presentation ever. We've all had those moments. That is your present moment awareness kicking in, where you're not thinking, you're not overanalyzing, you're just going with the flow. And that's what you're going to cultivate every time you practice a meditation, but also start practicing mindful awareness in your life. That's what I'm getting at. So choose some moments in your life. Maybe it's a walk when you go down, and don't label anything. Try to see a leaf as a leaf. If your thoughts come, go back to the leaf. If your thoughts try to kidnap you, go back to whatever you're looking at. So cultivate mindfulness in your walking, or when you're sipping tea or coffee, or you're having a lunch. Just find moments to practice mindfulness. And then, of course, you're also meditating. That's when you'll start to see you're getting in flow a lot more. Because now we all have experienced it, like glimpsed it now and then, but it's a rare occurrence for us. How about we make it more frequent? You can actually do that. I was reading about a lot of TEDx speakers. They actually, the best speakers, they say, are the ones who are in the flow. They speak with a flourish. Okay. All right. So we are going to meditate. Begin by closing your eyes, keeping your spine long, a restful yet alert posture. Stay alert. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Another deep breath and exhale with a sigh. Let's do a quick check-in with the body. Start relaxing. Relax your shoulders. Slacken your jaw. Relaxing all over in your Notice where you hold tension in your body. See if you can send some healing breath in that part of your body. And relax. Begin to observe any sensations in your body, starting from the crown of your head, and just bringing your awareness down to your forehead. Releasing the scrunching of your brows, relaxing. Observing the slight flicker of your eyes. Bringing your awareness down to your nose. And observing your breath on the tip of your nose. Sensing the gentle breeze on your face. The warmth of the sun. And feeling a sense of deep gratitude in your heart for this moment. Bringing your awareness down to your lips. In your mouth. Just being aware. Bringing your awareness down to your neck. Your shoulders. The touch of your clothes on your shirt, on your arms. Any sensation in your hands, your fingers and your fingertips. Moving down to your chest. And bringing your attention to your heart. Breathing in and breathing out of your heart. Observing how your chest moves with your breath. Moving down to your belly. Noticing how your belly moves with your breath. Bringing your awareness down to your hips, your genitals, and your thighs. And if your mind wanders, come back to this moment. Bringing your awareness down to your knees. Your calves. Ankles. And your feet. Observing keenly how the ground supports you. The touch of your shoe on the earth. And just relaxing deeply and being in this moment. And if thoughts come, you tell them, silence now. Begin to notice the rhythm of your breath. Observe where you most easily detect your breath. Wherever you can feel it, settle your awareness there. Perhaps it's on your nostrils, or on the tip of your nose. In your throat. Or just observing the way your body moves with your breath. Start to follow your breath's journey, tracing your in-breath as it transforms into the out-breath. And be present with every breath. Now see if you can surrender your need to control and allow yourself to just flow with this moment. Dropping all your labels or your expectation from this moment. Complete surrender. Perhaps you sink even further into the peace and tranquility of this moment. You might sense a sense of lightness, an expanded presence that wasn't there before. So tune into this expansion. Tune into this moment. And if your mind wanders, you come back to this moment through your breath, observing sensations in your body, feeling the gentle breeze on your face, and just being in the moment, staying alert, staying aware. And see what you want to embody today. It might be a continued sense of peace, it might be confidence, it might be love for yourself and your life. And in this present moment, you can communicate to the divine that is within you and around you, the force that loves you so much. Asking the divine to make you more aware of its presence. That the veil of illusion be lifted. And your connection to this force be deepened. Staying in the present moment, awareness through your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Staying with your breath. Bringing your awareness to your heart. And breathing in and out of your heart. Silently repeating these words. Peace begins within. Peace begins within. and feeling immense gratitude for this moment. And falling in love with yourself and your life. And when you're ready and you feel inspired, you may open your eyes to love, light, and letting go. Namaste. Was it good? It's pleasant. Did you come a little late in the middle of the practice? Okay. I didn't see you. Maybe my eyes were closed. I don't know. Okay. All right. Anybody has anything to say? Or because I'm going to let the online people go. David, do we have any comments or anything from the online folks?
I haven't gotten any comments, but there's 15 people showed up today.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Did you like the meditation? It's a good reminder for us to be in the moment because we forget. We are all forgetting. This beautiful moment is going past. And we're just in our mind and our thoughts. So we need to stop. We really need to calm down. All right, I guess I'm going to say bye to everybody online. Bye, everybody. Okay, good. So I wanted to share something with you all, and I